Hello, welcome to another episode of the Showboys podcast. My name's Mike. I'm joined by my good friends and co-hosts and aggressive ear headphone ripper outers.
Yeah, that
Nick.
really hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm trying not to cry. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Definitely done that before, and it indeed feels like you just ripped your ear off your head.
I think I did. Yeah.
So here we got Nick, we got Chad, and we got Dad. How you doing tonight, Nick?
Dad's out.
I'm out.
I'm doing good. Doing good. Doing great.
Nice.
Doing swell.
I guess he is actually out.
Just I'm doing less good now that Dad left. That's sad. Oh, he's back. Dad's back.
Yeah.
Welcome, Dad. How are you tonight, Dad?
Oh, there you go. Let's just go around the horn. Like the next person just ask the next person.
Like the Brady Bunch, like the look up.
Yeah.
And
All right.
Yeah.
I'm good. Hoping I don't die from this thunderstorm.
Is that what I hear outside? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a
it's not
UFO.
the
I was
neighbors.
hoping it was UFO. It's not. It's
maybe it is.
Hey,
I don't know.
Could be.
Maybe it's the same aliens that were in Vegas. Yeah.
Dude, I know that we're not talking about this tonight. Definitively, in my eyes, something happened there. Definitively.
Oh, absolutely.
We
How are
about
you-
to get
Something.
strange on
Yeah,
Showboys?
I mean, something's
We're about to
happening.
get real strange.
I mean,
How are
Strange boys.
How are you, Dad?
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
See?
I am good. I'm good. I'm in a new location, as you all see.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all confused.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude.
That
And if you
actual
saw my
nerd
setup,
swag.
like it's so hillbilly. Like I have my MacBook is sitting on an art book for PS4 Spider-Man. My mic is sitting on like a $1 copy of Shadows of the Empire that I bought online. That's like 20 years old and all ripped up, but it's working. So like, can't complain.
That's all that matters.
Nice.
Come on, Chad, do it.
Oh yeah, sorry, Mike. How are you?
Wow. Thanks.
Right.
I mean, you are the one that asks me every week, anyways.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
supposed to be natural. Doing good. I've channeled. I mean, it doesn't matter because I do this every week. I channel all my internet into my desktop.
Yeah.
But that never seems to really matter for me. I still end up freezing and stuff. So hopefully the thunderstorm doesn't do anything crazy tonight. But we have a fun show planned for this evening. About 17 game showcases happened in the last week or so. So we got a lot to cover there. Before we do anything, we got to shout out our top tier patrons, Tim B, Yusuf H, and Joe C. Thank you guys. Thank you all of our other patrons. You guys are awesome. You rock. Your support means the world to us. Nick, do you actually want to? We just did I wouldn't say sweeping change, but we made some improvements to the Patreon tiers in the last couple of days. You want to let the good people know out there what's going on?
Yeah, we've been busy. I've been busy. I've been tinkering this week. So Patreon members and future Patreon members, our tier 2 got an upgrade. So for $3, you will be eligible for, I hate saying random, so I chose the word periodic, recorded content, because essentially we're getting to the point where we do have random things that we are kind of creating in the background, and sometimes they just don't perfectly fit into a bucket, but we still want to release them. So that's where we will release them too. So our lovely tier 2 patrons for $3, so sign up, and then our up tier patrons get an upgrade for $10. Basically every 6 months of membership you get a $25 merch. I wouldn't say voucher, but you get $25 worth of merch. So that'll be fun and get some merch out there. So
get some
hit us up,
hoodies,
sign up.
Shirts, literally anything that's $25.
I mean, shirts are for sure in there. Hoodies,
probably like
the base
mugs
hoodies are
and
$25.
Yetis,
Yeah,
maybe.
mugs. Get some Yetis.
Literally, there's a lot of stuff that you can get on the merch store. So check it out. The other thing that I kind of want to talk real briefly about, we are also in the works of like reworking our patron bonus episode each month. Just trying to show those episodes a little more love. And we recently put out a poll of what style of episode you guys might be interested in, between companion series over on the Patreon, in-depth movie reviews, or video game play-alongs. And video game play-alongs won by quite a wide margin. So what that'll look like, we'll put out a list of games for the patrons to vote on. And whenever a game is decided on, what we're going to do, we'll play through it, a handful of chapters every month, and then break those chapters down for that month's bonus episode. So a game could span 3 to 4 months on Patreon or whatever. But essentially, we'll just be doing our normal, like, in-depth breakdowns, analysis of like story and our experience playing the game, just in smaller chunks. Instead of reviewing the whole game at once, we'll review chunks of it just so we can get a little more in depth on there. So that's cool. Head over to patreon.com/showboyspodcast. Check that out. We have the first season of, I guess, what I'm calling Pokeboys, Pokemon podcast. I'm doing with Jared from Play Along Podcast. Our first episode for season 1 releases tomorrow over at playalongpod.com. You can head to pokeboysmedia.com.
Pokeboys.
We have a nice little tile there that will take you directly to where the episodes are uploaded on Play Along Pod's website. So go check that out tomorrow. Is there anything else we need to announce? I don't think. No.
I've been updating the website.
Nick has been hard at work on the website, and it looks
nice. Good. Looks real good.
I guess I do have something. I need to clarify something I said on the Demon Slayer companion series. So I misspoke on the.
Wait, there's a Demon Slayer companion series?
Yes.
What? Yeah, what?
Yes.
Oh,
this is brand new information.
Whoa.
You guys are great actors.
Episode 1 out this week.
It is. It is. And I'm so mad because Brady looks so much more official in that freaking episode than I do. Like, he's got the webcam, he's got the background, he's got like the ornate chair he's sitting in. Everything's perfect.
I just love the screenshot you sent of him like typing out how to pronounce the character names and stuff.
Dude, he's 9 years old and he's giving me pronunciation guides on how to pronounce these names. It's hilarious.
And he also uses StreamYard better than we do.
Yeah, he does. He does. So I said in there that we were going to be doing a weekly episode for a couple weeks. Totally misspoke on that. I don't know what I was thinking. The English dub only is up to episode 3. Episode 4 comes out Sunday. So we will have another episode probably Monday. But then after that, it's going to be every 2 weeks while we catch up on the English dub episodes. So let me correct that real quick.
That companion series, it isn't live streamed like a few of our other projects, so that lands in a playlist on the YouTube channel. And it's also, if you're an audio only listener, we appreciate you guys too, and that's uploaded on all of our audio platforms too. So make sure you check it out. I guess there's one last final little tease. I guess in 2 weeks, somehow randomly today, I managed to convince somebody who is way above our pay grade to come on and be a guest on the show for an interview. So stick around. He'll be making his appearance on the 29th. So you won't want to miss that. That's going to be really fun. But let's get into these game showcases, because there's about 33 that happened between last Thursday and today. So
yeah.
Where you guys want to start?
Let's get Xbox out of the way.
With all my
Let's start with Xbox.
Okay. Good idea.
All right.
It's only temporary. Don't get too excited. It's only temporary. Instead of lugging stuff up and down for the companion series, they're just going to stay up here while we're doing the companion series. And then eventually the blue wall will make its return.
Oh,
sorry.
No, it's cool. Joe says, I wasn't aware I was going to be on the show on the 29th. I have to check my schedule. Yeah, it's always awkward when you don't actually tell your guests that they're coming on before you announce it. But
whoops.
Yeah.
Joe, you should come on soon.
You should.
Yes.
Also, I've
100%.
been talking a lot with Kumino on Discord. We talk all the time. We need to get Kumino back on the podcast
Yeah, we do.
sometime
Yeah.
because he's quite awesome.
Yeah.
Go check out Ugly Kid Joe Cross and Kumino on Twitch. But yes, Xbox. They had 2 showcases. They had their showcase combined with the Starfield Direct, and then a couple days later, they just had an Xbox showcase extended, which just talked more about the games they already talked about. So that was kind of a little weird. But what kind of stuck out to you, Chad, as our resident gaming expert?
Yeah, well, so we got some news on Fable finally, which I thought was cool. I feel like they revealed that like a while ago. It looks really cool. I've never played a Fable game. Have you guys ever played any of the Fable games? Yeah, I've never played any of them.
I think
Very cool.
I think I played a little bit of one on PC like a million years ago, but
yeah,
it's fun. It's fun.
They look great. Yeah, I mean, this one looks great. Well, we'll see. The big one I want to kind of highlight is Starfield, obviously. So this is such like I don't know how to even respond to this one because people are so hyped for this game, and it's got the potential to be awesome. I'll give them that. It's got the potential to be an amazing game, but the footage that they're showing has got major frame rate drops in the footage that they're showing at these trailers. So if they're taking the best footage that they have for these trailers, which you have to presume they're doing, because why wouldn't you? What's the worst footage look like for this game?
It's not looking good. It's not
looking hot, bro. It's locked at 30 FPS, which is seemingly the Xbox thing now.
Why?
Chad's just gonna vomit like the entire time
playing
that game.
I could argue this. I could argue this over
trash.
Yeah, I could argue this over and over. For whatever reason, they're locking it at 30 on console. It looks really cool though. That's the downside. Like this is like a game that I am totally into. Like it's a freaking big epic space adventure. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's got the potential to be another Bethesda nosedive. And I think that people are getting a little too hyped for this game. And I might pull that back a little bit because there is a lot of hate going out towards this game as well. I don't want to put any hate on it. I just want you to look at the trailers and make your own opinion.
Yeah.
They've got some issues. They're working on a very old engine. We know this. Their engine is way outdated. For whatever reason, they're sticking with this engine.
Like the Fallout 4 engine?
No, it's like on a new iteration of that. It's like a new iteration of that engine. So it's the same. I think it's the same engine, just updated. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. Their character models look like freaking Play-Doh. I don't know. It's just, it looks like a
maybe
360
it's claymation,
game, bro.
Chad.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Maybe they want stop motion claymation.
Yeah, say that then.
Creation Engine 2.
Am I reading this right? It says a brand new universe, 25 years in the making.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know if this is like, I keep hearing that too. I don't know if this was like some dude that worked there 25 years ago was like, we should do a space game. And they were like, shut up, dude, we're doing Skyrim. and now they're like 25 years in the making.
Made.
I don't know when the first Elder Scrolls game came out. I would presume a long time ago. Yeah.
I mean,
probably not that. Probably not that old.
There are some parts that look pretty freaking sweet.
Dude, it does. There are parts that look really cool. The world that they're building looks really, really cool as well.
Yeah.
We'll see, dude. I don't know. Is it going to sell an Xbox for me? Probably not. Is it going to sell an Xbox for anyone? I don't think so.
This can't be
1994.
True. Apparently, Joe spent $300 on a watch, so he's not going to say anything bad about the game.
Yeah. I hope that. Yeah. I hope this has got Cyberpunk vibes all over it for me. Where it looks like an awesome game and it's going to come out and be a train wreck.
Broken.
1994 Nick, for Elder Scrolls.
94, yeah.
Okay. Nick, what do you have thoughts on Starfield?
Yeah, I mean, I have hopes that it's I mean, what have they released since Fallout 4?
All multiplayer, like I don't know when their online Elder Scrolls they come out before that. I think Fallout 76. But they don't like it's all multiplayer stuff.
Yeah, but they technically, I don't think, do this. At least that dev team in that studio doesn't do the.
But they've online. they've also released. Let me look because I don't want to misspeak here because I think they were on Ghostwire Tokyo or worked, maybe published it. Let me look.
Yeah, I guess the point, regardless of that, the point I want to make is that Skyrim is awesome, right? It had to iterate into its most awesome form. Obviously, it probably is like runner up behind Grand Theft Auto 5 for being re-released to infinity. Like it's been released so many.
That's funny.
Times.
It's funny that you say that because I look up you said what did they release since Fallout 4, and it's been Elder Scrolls 5 Special Edition, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim VR, Fallout 74 VR, Fallout 76, the Elder Scroll Blades, which looks like a mobile game. And
there was the Fallout
Starfield.
in there, the 76. That was kind of like a disaster.
Yeah. Absolute train wreck, yeah.
So I mean, and then Fallout 4 was a very good game, but not without its flaws. And I think a lot of that lends to their game design style, but also that engine. So it being an updated version of the engine, I love that engine. I like, even though like you say it looks like Play-Doh, I like that. Not that I like looking at Play-Doh, but I like that art style and that game style because it's an open world sandbox. And that just kind of lends itself to like good physics. It stays, it's, you know, if it's capped at 30, right? It'll run well. It won't run as beautiful as you want it to.
I don't think that's true though, Nick. I mean, the footage is capped at 30 that they're showing us, and there's major frame rate dips just in the trailers.
When's it coming out?
They can't even put together a good trailer for this game in September. Like
well, I didn't know the release date was September. Yeah, that's sad.
Soon.
I like to think give it a year, it can iterate into a very good game. I mean, Fallout 4 needed some serious patching to be like playable, and then Skyrim wasn't great on day one. I mean, it was great, but it got way better with the 10 years that. Well, it took like 5 years for it to like peak out. So I mean, I like to think that maybe their foundation is strong enough here that it can really kind of capture this. Like so far for the past 5 years, someone has been trying to tap this like idea for a game.
Right.
And like nothing's really like clicked. Nothing's like got the Warcraft clause in this idea yet. And I'm hoping that maybe this can be the game that does that. I was kind of sad there isn't a co-op or isn't multiplayer. If I got that correct.
I don't think it doesn't. I don't think that it is, but it might be. I don't know. I think that it's smart for them to get away from multiplayer for the current moment because of the last 2 releases of multiplayer games have been awful. So
that is true. And
Bethesda is best as a single player game, like Skyrim single player, Fallout 4 single player, Fallout 3 single player. That's their wheelhouse. They got out of it for a little bit. They need to come back. So.
Valheim, something like co-op that like Valheim has, like in Skyrim, that's what we all wanted. We wanted like a 5-10 person with your friends co-op, right? So I would
but
hope
you got it. Like, nobody played it. I mean, does anybody play Elder Scrolls Online? That's it. That's your Skyrim.
No, that's
Online.
Multiplayer. That's MMO. It's different. It's a different vibe than like co-op.
Just jumping into like your world or whatever instead of a massive world.
Co-op specific. I like co-op. Multiplayer is where like you really start to lose some quality there, and that's where it can be a real train wreck because it's doing too much. So I would like to think in the like 15 years since Skyrim that they could do Skyrim in space with co-op. But like already, Chad, like you're making a good argument for like they're not going to do it, which is
it seems like they might be a little in over their head as it is right now with a single player game. So will it come? Maybe. I mean, it probably will come in the future. Maybe, I don't know, but it's like they need to get this game running first before they worry about bringing more people onto it.
Yeah. It made me think of Star Citizen. And the fact of like just an amazing concept for a game that I've always wanted to play. And I don't even know if I know Star Citizen is playable and is in some version of release, whether it's like an open beta or something or early access, you know, cursed tag for a game, early access. But yeah, a big space opera, I guess. I don't know what you could describe it as, but just a sandbox space game would be so cool. No Man's Sky kind of tickled that area for some people, which is another game that was absolutely horrendous on release, but then massively improved over time.
Yeah.
Which that's just a whole other can of worms of can we just wait to release games until they're actually playable?
That's
a wild concept.
They can't.
And it, yeah, I just don't understand it, man. But in No Man's Sky case, it worked. That game is popular. That game is really cool now. If you go and play it now, it's not even remotely close to what you got on release.
Yeah.
It's a really cool game. So hopefully this turns out like that. Maybe, in 2 years after release, I can buy an Xbox and play this game. It might sell an Xbox for me. I'm not saying it will. It's a hard sell for me at 30 FPS. I'm not going to buy a modern day console that's running games that the PS3 ran the same way. It makes no sense. They're going backwards. I'm not a fan of it. So
yeah, I guess
I don't care how big your game is.
I'm not going to buy it obviously day one. I'm not going to buy an Xbox probably ever. So hopefully 2 years after release, it's an awesome game that nails that concept, and it's on PC.
You're right.
That's basically my plan for this game.
Yeah.
Game
What's
Pass.
Joe talking about? Is he talking about
probably Xbox?
I think this. He says 200,000 daily active players, 4.8 million monthly active players, total player base 22 million. I'm sure he's talking about Elder Scrolls Online
or Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah.
And then he says,
"Is that a lot?" Yeah. Okay. So no.
World of Warcraft 700K to 1.6 million daily players.
Yeah.
But also unfair to compare anything to World of Warcraft because that's
true, but it's not unfair to compare a new game like Elder Scrolls Online to a very old game like Warcraft. You feel like the player base should be closer than that. I don't know. I know a lot of people play that game. I never had any drive playing Skyrim to be like, oh, I wish this was multiplayer. So I'll never play it.
Those two games are so vastly different. They scratch different itches for sure. ESO is, WoW even now is just a single game that you can event occasionally when you want to play with your friends. Yeah, they run very differently. Nick and I jumped in ESO for a summer a couple years ago and had some fun, but after being pretty heavily into World of Warcraft at some points in our lives, it's hard. Nothing
hard to make the jump. Yeah,
nothing will ever live up to World of Warcraft ever. It's just it became the foundation of MMOs, honestly.
Yeah.
And just it's many games, many studios have been trying for the last 10 or 15 years to dethrone WoW, and it just has been proven impossible, even in today's age where it's laughable. WoW is god awful right now.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And MMOs still can't take it down. So
yeah, there was maybe a couple months ago I had the itch to maybe go back and play Warcraft, and I looked at what expansions had released since then, and they're just because I left at Cataclysm, which was even the CGI cinematic for Cataclysm is awesome.
Watched it 300
Wait,
times.
So good, dude. Yeah, so good.
Why is it maybe I knew this, but it feels new to me for me to know that you've played World of Warcraft. Somehow synapse was not built in my brain.
Yeah.
Did I know this? I must have, because I played then, and I think I worked with Chad around that time.
You guys probably played together.
Talked about it.
So that's nuts.
So yeah, I mean, it would have been.
We should talk about World of Warcraft on an episode.
I've had a couple of jumps with it, but yeah, I've played a substantial amount. But really, at the end of the day, I got in at Cataclysm and maybe left at Cataclysm, but that was like several years, I think, right? So there was a lot that was played in there. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool game, and I had the itch to go back. But like, even I thought watching the new CGI trailers would drive up some interest for me, and I'm like, nah, bro, like what are we doing?
They need
like
to
there's pandas or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
like what?
They need to super side trail here. We're not going to go off, but I just want to throw this out because every chance I get, I throw this out. Blizzard just needs to make like a CGI animated show telling World of Warcraft stories, because their trailers are
good.
top notch.
Yeah. The Lich King one, dude. The Lich King one is even as good as Kata. So, yeah, that's enough of Warcraft. So that's
says, hold on. Fallout 76 to 400,000 daily players, all at the loading screen.
All at the loading screen waiting.
Yeah,
man. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for Starfield. I'm hopeful for Bethesda as a studio to maybe claw their way out of the hole that they've dug themselves in the past couple of years. So I'm hopeful that Starfield comes out. I'm just reading it as it is and how I'm seeing it.
Yeah,
which is in 30 FPS. Anyway, let's move on.
Dad, do you have anything to say about Starfield though? Have any opinions?
I mean, the game does look pretty cool. I still probably won't buy an Xbox for it. Yeah, it does. My whole issue,
play it on PC.
Right, but we're talking about Xbox.
Yeah, but you don't need to buy an Xbox to play it.
True.
Which is the whole problem with their freaking model. Yeah, we've discussed this at length.
Here's an exclusive, but it's so bad you can't play it on our console.
Yeah,
that's play it on PC.
Oh my gosh, dude, you're so smart, dude. I didn't even think of that. Their model is so bad that they can't even get their exclusive, the only exclusive that they have to run good on their console, the most powerful console, in quotes.
Go ahead and play it on PC. It'll be all right.
It's amazing.
Yeah. My question is like, how hard is it to make a game that runs in 60 FPS? Why are they struggling so bad when everybody else is like, yeah, we got this, and they look great in comparison?
I think it has to be like the sheer mass of what's included in the game. I would assume
it's the engine too.
It's the engine, 100%.
They also need to dump that engine because that engine, like you draw boxes, like it just has a hard time rendering it. And it's also the source of all the glitches that they have and the bugs. It's the engine. It's like I think it's like a home built one. I don't know, but
yeah.
I've got some spare parts.
Heavens forbid we like use Unreal Engine that a nice baseline works for everyone. Anyone can get it and just code it. So I imagine a game studio can it's okay. You can do what everyone else is doing.
Yeah,
but make it a fresh game.
I wonder why they don't. Like, I want to know the reasoning.
I want to know the reasoning too, dude, because they're not a small company.
Yeah,
right. You think by now.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got some spare parts from an old Xbox we could use.
Yeah.
Let's throw that in there.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Please.
What else from the Xbox caught your attention?
I need to point out Persona 3 Reload has finally been revealed. So if you remember when we did our video game pitches, I pitched this. And it's here. Finally, it looks awesome. I can't wait for it. Unfortunately, I got sick of waiting for a remake and played it last year. So that kind of sucks, but that's how my life goes. It looks really good. There's not much to say on it because the trailer is relatively short. There's not going to be any Fez stuff in it, which is like the extended version of 3. There's not any portable stuff in it. So I think that's a misstep, but I'm really excited, man. Like, I can't wait.
What did you think about go ahead.
Sorry. Wasn't a lot of their stuff like expansions and DLC stuff that they announced? Like, not even...
Yeah, Xbox.
Obviously, not new games. Yeah.
I mean, this is a common problem, and this is another thing that Xbox loves to do, where they announce games that are also on PlayStation. Everybody gets excited, and this is coming to PlayStation. So, there's really. Did they announce Fable? I think is an exclusive,
and that
obviously Starfield wasn't announced, but it's an exclusive. But outside of that, I don't think there was any exclusives.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah. I mean, the unfortunate thing for me is the Persona 3 thing leaked like 2 days before, so I already knew it was coming, so it was like not exciting when I saw it.
I did see that. What'd you think of the P5 tactics thing?
Yeah, I meant to text you about it because I was like, well, maybe that's your way into Persona with a tactics game. I don't know. Yeah. I don't like the art style. I think it looks super cheesy and kiddie.
They look like little children.
Yeah, there's
kids. They look smaller kids.
There's a spin-off called Persona Q. It came out on the 3DS. There's a Persona Q and a Persona Q2. That's kind of what the art reminds me of, where they're like very kiddie anime looking characters. I probably won't play it. I love Persona 5. It's not really up my alley, I don't think. And then really they showed Persona 3 first, I think, and I was like already riding high from that one. When I saw Persona 5, I was like, whatever. Like,
nice. Dad or Nick, did either of you guys watch this showcase for Xbox?
I was reading about why Bethesda doesn't use Unreal Engine. Sorry, what were we talking about?
Welcome to the podcast.
The answer is mod support, and it's their engine that they've used since 2003. So they update it, they mod it, and they just modify it. But the community of gamers on that love to mod their games, and that's what they're most familiar with. So, and this one post was saying they attribute more to lazy and rushed coding than the actual engine itself, which is a valid point. So, sorry.
Interesting.
I couldn't get off
that.
Lazy and rushed coding. Like,
wow.
Heavens forbid.
Oh, man, that's deep.
Was there any other like big releases? Because one thing I noticed during so I watched every showcase that happened from last Thursday to this Thursday. I guess it's one of the benefits of having 4 monitors when you're working. You can dedicate a small space to YouTube. So I noticed after watching all these showcases that I just can't really get excited for like the big AAA games anymore. I don't know. Maybe is it, my gaming on a budget lifestyle? Probably mostly. But I think also it's just like I was talking to Dad earlier. It's just with the state of releases that AAA games come in these days. We just talked like for 20 minutes about how Bethesda can't seem to release a playable game. And why the heck would anyone pay $70 for a game that is unplayable? On top of these big studios that are used to raking in massive amounts of cash every game, like they're more afraid to take risks in the games they develop as far as like mechanics and new innovative ideas and whatnot. So I've just like really kind of fallen in love with the indie games because they tend to take more risks and make games that the developers are kind of just interested in playing because they're not, succumbed to the corporate overlords of, the game industry. And those games tend to release in a lot, better quality state initially. So the things that I wrote down for the Xbox showcase are not AAA games. So let's get that out of the way, and then I'll talk about what got me excited at the Xbox showcase.
Take it away.
Was there any other big ones that you wanted to talk about, Chad, before we got into that?
I mean, no, I'm trying to think. Was the Star Wars game was not Xbox, correct? Was that Ubisoft's presentation?
I think
Ubisoft
showed it.
That's my zone right there.
Yeah,
I think they showed it on the Xbox showcase, but then like the Ubisoft one, they like dove deep. And talked about it because it's
because they showed the gameplay and stuff. So the initial trailer. So yeah, we might as well just talk about it now, and then we can talk about it more at Ubisoft if you want.
Yeah.
Star Wars Outlaws, which is Ubisoft Massive's new Star Wars game that has been rumored for years, seems like at this point. Kind of meh for me, to be honest with you. Kind of meh. The first trailer, if it was at Xbox, I was like not excited. The gameplay one, I was like, I mean, maybe a little bit excitement coming from me, but I don't know, dude. I had more hopes from Massive because I love the Division. So I don't know. We'll see. What do you think, Nick?
Man, I think Chad, you're just like riding high on like some really good game releases the first half of this year. So like,
it's
hard to top
which is
that.
fair.
Yeah,
which is fair. There's been a lot of really good games this first half.
Oh yeah.
It's Star Wars. I like it. I was worried though about the kind of like linearness of the gameplay, though I think that's just because it's super early. What was the release date? That was definitely a 2024 one.
It's 2024. Yeah, 2024. Yeah, it's an open world game, so there's probably no linearity. It's just for the trailer they're showing, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I was interested. It's open world, so I have hopes for it. It definitely had like kind of had like all Star Wars games kind of have that feel. Like it's like a heavy moving, like kind of like how Fallen Order was. I'm excited for it. I'll definitely play it. But
oh yeah,
I thought it was interesting. The transition when they're flying to space. So I was like, okay, they're showing how you can literally just fly from Earth, like from the planet to space. But I was thrown off by the clouds. I was like, this is like a tricky loading scene. Like, I think it's just a tricky loading scene.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
So I was
that's cool because
it's fair. Yeah.
I mean, there's some really heinous loading screens in recent games. Hogwarts Legacy has one of the worst loading screens where you're walking out of the castle and you're walking through the door and it just stops you. And then the door opens. It's like, okay. Yeah, I feel like that could have been workshopped a little bit better. But even Jedi Survivor had some really bad loading things similar to that, where you walk up to the door, it doesn't freeze the game, but the door just freezes and doesn't let you out. And then you're like, okay, maybe I'm at the wrong door. This isn't the way out. And then it opens. So you're like, okay.
Oh, that's weird.
Just
give you like a little loading wheel.
Yeah.
Will Outlaws be Star Wars Red Dead 2?
It's got the potential to maybe be. It's going for that Wild West vibe for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, even some of the go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, in terms of just like a sandbox, like Red Dead 2 style, like that would be cool to do all that. Though I did see some good. Saw a good meme. It was obviously the two characters, right? The chick and then the assassin droid, and it was like, what was it? How'd it go? It was story, and it had her just like shaded out and then just highlighted the assassin droid. So they're saying like the assassin droid is going to have an amazing character and story, and then the playable character is just going to suck.
Yeah.
Which I can kind of see happening because they seem to like, not Star Wars games, but like sometimes games in general, like the playable character, when the world is a little bit too rich, like the playable character is just too bland for like, because it's just supposed to meld into like your story, and they don't put enough, like, just make it an RPG and make it like play the character, where they like strip all that away so it's like your character, and then like the sidekick character is like the one that is like balling.
I mean, I can appreciate that we're, at least I don't think we're getting like create a character in this game. That's what I hated about Mass Effect, where you could create Shepard. I left Shepard exactly the same every time. Like, just give me a character and tell me a story with that character. I don't want to make myself, and then you're going to tell a story that I never took part in. I can't stand that. So it looks like they at least have their character, and we'll see, man. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's running good, so there's something good. It looks the gameplay was running good. So
Star Wars games rarely don't run good, but I think they run on Unreal Engine. That's their trick, imagine that.
Yeah.
Oh, a good engine. Crazy.
Yeah.
After my spiel though about AAA games and indie games, I am actually very excited about Outlaws, obviously, because that looks really rad. Love Star Wars.
Yeah, we've never gotten a proper open world Star Wars game. Yeah. Like Fallen Order is not really an open world. It's more like a Dark Souls setup where there's like large open areas. Jedi Survivor opened that up a lot. It's a lot more open, but still not an open world. This is seemingly open world, open galaxy. The closest thing we've gotten in Star Wars is the new Lego one that came out, where it's like a legit full open galaxy. So yeah, I don't know, man.
Snowdrop engine.
Snowdrop. Oh yeah. It's Ubisoft. That's a great, dude. It's a great engine, and they did awesome things with the Division 2 on that engine. So
it's super cool.
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom is Snowdrop too, Mike.
Oh well, hey, I already wanted to play that game, and that just maybe put it over the edge.
It's quite the range. It's got a lot of range on that engine, but so does I mean Unreal does too. Persona 3 Reload is running on Unreal. They're building that on Unreal. So
Unreal's everywhere. Yeah, that
sure.
has probably the most range.
Yeah, that's like the
how rich does the developer of Unreal have to be? Like, every game studio uses your engine. Like, that's crazy. Sparks of Hope. It has been about 50% off for several months now, but it's still hasn't hit that.
Still not Mike territory.
But man, I am just like checking on that like monthly at least. Like, I'm so excited to play that game because the first one was so awesome, blew my expectations out of the water. But yeah, I was very excited about the ship flying / combat that we saw in the Ubisoft part of the gameplay showcase. Super cool. We're gonna be able to like pew pew with our ships. Like, come on, that's awesome. But yeah, so I noted 2 smaller games that piqued my interest on the Xbox showcase. The other issue that I was talking with Dad about after watching through all the showcases, a lot of repeat offenders showing up across all of these showcases. So you probably could have, eliminated like 35% watch time in repeat game announcements and stuff like that. But there was a game, Still Wakes the Deep. Dad, maybe you could like find a trailer for that while we're talking. It was a spooky game that looked pretty interesting. And then one thing that really got my interest was a game called Towerborne, which was made by the creators of the Banner Saga trilogy, which if you've listened to Showboys, I've talked quite a bit about Banner Saga. But this game, totally different. It's like a co-op action RPG, not turn-based tactics at all. And the combat and the visuals look really, really fun, but it looks like Dad's got the trailer up for Still Wakes the Deep. So let's give this a watch here. Oh, did you share? Make sure you check the audio when you shared.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a really quiet ocean.
There you go. Just, I mean, you guys know how I feel about water. Just look at that water. Come on now.
There's some good looking water, yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think I even. This is in the Xbox showcase.
Yeah. I mean, we're on a.
This is like Deepwater
ocean drilling rig here. Like, come on, it just kind of resonates with my career a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way
Mark
Chad
Wahlberg
feels about like, yeah, exactly. The way Chad feels about being isolated in space is the same way I feel about the open ocean. Like,
I never.
So terrified of the ocean and like being out in the middle of it with like you can't see any landmass when you're looking around. So that alone, if it was just like a deep sea rig sim where nothing bad happens, would already be a horror game for me.
Yeah.
But you add in this creepy whatever is going on there vibe, and yeah, that looks absolutely terrifying.
Very ominous.
And then can you pull up the Towerborne trailer too? Because this game looks really cool. I know Chad's not a huge fan of co-op, but this does have, I think, up to like 4-player co-op. Interesting story. Like society lives in this one tower, and they kind of got to venture out for survival and stuff. But super awesome visuals, and the Banner Saga trilogy was a really great game, or set of games, I should say. Which, by the way, Banner Saga trilogy on Steam is like $13.
He keeps trying
For all
to
three.
get me to buy it. Buy it.
It's really good, man. It's really good, but you should focus on Tears of the Kingdom right now, I think.
I agree. Yes, I have been.
So good, dude. This looks really cool. This is
does look cool.
This is definitely Banner Saga, guys, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
this is the one you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. So everyone kind of lives in the belfry, that big tower there.
Back to our people.
The art style is really cool. It's almost like Borderlands-esque.
Yeah,
Very
cel-shaded.
colorful.
Look. Yeah.
Is this what Banner Saga is like?
No, nothing
No.
like this at all.
Mm-mm.
Which
Darn.
is what kind of has me excited, because it's a completely new take. On
And this
games
is like
these
an
days.
action game, right?
Yeah,
Like this isn't Banner Saga is like tactics gameplay.
yeah, but like some of the creatures look really, really cool.
There was a game that I played that reminds me of, and I think it was Grand Kingdom. I think it's Grand Kingdom. It was on the Vita. It came to other stuff too, but it's like it might be closer to like Darkest Dungeon, that style combat maybe. But the looks of that game. So
Yeah, so those right there were the two smaller games that caught my eye. Of course, Outlaw was a big one. And Starfield to an extent did catch my attention, but let's be real. Unless that game goes on sale someday, probably not gonna be playing it. Or if I get Game
it's
Pass,
got the chance. It's got the chance to go on a deep sale real quick. So we'll see.
There's always a chance.
All right. So where do you
can
want to
buy it and
head
just get a
next?
refund.
That's
Let's
true.
go Summer Game Fest.
Summer Game Fest. All right, take it away again. This one I took 0 notes because I knew this would be the one that you would hone in the most on.
Yeah. So a couple things I want to highlight. The first one's a non-game thing. It was the sneak peek for Twisted Metal,
Oh, so
the
bad.
series, the Peacocks series. I haven't played a Twisted Metal game since the original PlayStation, so I don't know. But I thought the trailer was hilarious, dude. I don't know anything about it. It looks like it's gonna be super cheesy. What'd you guys think about it? Did you watch it? Any of you watch it?
Yes, I watched it, and as soon as we reported on the newscast that they were making a series on Twisted Metal, I was like,
no,
there's no way this is going to work.
Right.
There is absolutely no way. And then I watched the trailer, and even though Anthony Mackie is starring and they got Will Arnett to voice Sweet Tooth, it was just real bad.
Yeah, but I think that I kind of feel like it's the vibe they're going for, though. You know what I mean? Like that cringy. I don't know.
They could do the campy, like almost like B straight to TV movie vibe. I could feel that, but I don't know if I could actually watch it though.
And I just think that his car is really cool. It's a WRX. I drive a WRX, so I'm like, oh yeah, that's really, really cool.
Do
But I'll
you?
probably never watch it.
I'm learning all things about Chad this evening.
Yeah. I will. I'll probably never watch it. That's like, go ahead.
He zipped by the house last week?
Yeah,
with
I
the
did.
kid in the back
Yep.
seat. He's like pulling up. He's like, "Give me my Game of Thrones, bro."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, here you go."
Yeah,
We don't watch it.
my uncle texted me and was like, "Hey, I got Grandpa to start watching Game of Thrones," and I'm like, "Yeah, get him for you
What?
immediately," because this is gonna be great.
Gets in his Subaru, peels out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, I mean, Twisted Metal to me is like the game you would not want to make a movie off of, next to Mortal Kombat, which is another game that they just try to make these movies, and they're they got awful stories, bro. Why are you making And Twisted Metal hasn't been relevant in decades.
So long.
Decades.
Decades.
Dude, I remember. So you remember Dave, who we used to work with, Chad?
Yeah.
Back in like middle school, like, I mean, even up through the time that we all worked together, we were like best friends, and like we would have sleepovers all the time in middle school. And dude, we would just alternate between playing Twisted Metal or that year's Madden and simulating franchises. That's all we'd do all night. Like we wouldn't even sleep. We would just play Twisted Metal or Madden. I have so many fond memories of playing Twisted Metal. But I don't know. I got to see some. They should have. I wish they would have showed off some like car stuff. You know, the whole premise of Twisted Metal. Maybe start with something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there had to be a trailer that showed some of that, because I know about the WRX, unless it was just like a screenshot that they showed. Maybe
it was like the tease. Anthony Mackie sitting in his car, puts a cassette in or whatever, and then like kind of like drives off. And that was
that's what. Yeah. So I wanted to highlight it. I thought it was funny. Probably will never watch it. I don't think anybody's going to watch it because it's on what is it, like Peacock or something? Yeah, whatever, dude. The next thing I want to highlight is Spider-Man 2 finally got a release date, which is so funny because when we talked about Spider-Man 2, they put out fall 2023, and it was like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, okay, dude, like we're like close enough that you should have a date in fall 2023. But now it makes sense because they were saving it for this. I don't know. What's the dude's name that runs this? Jeff
Keighley like
just has a way of getting these like exciting things to release at these things. So like they took it away from PlayStation and released it here for whatever reason. So PlayStation literally couldn't even put the release date of their own game.
After the Game Fest, I had to like Google who this guy is, because I'm like, why is he now like the mecha face of gaming? And I still don't know why, because apparently he's just like a journalist. But
he's a dude,
I'm like, what has he done?
I mean, he's
what dirt does he have on people that he's now
he's gotten some big like he announced Elden Ring. From Software's Elden Ring, which is a huge announcement that should have been made at one of the bigger press conferences, and they were able to do it. He made a huge announcement at the end of this as well that we'll get to. For somebody,
just like the video game awards are huge now, and like now pretty much Summer Game Fest is the new E3.
The new E3,
It's like, how did you do this?
Right. Yeah. So I October 20th. Super freaking excited. They showed off some artwork as well. We got our first shot of Venom in the game. Looks so good, dude. I can't wait. Craven looks really good. I'm just so excited for this game, dude. I cannot.
This game is stacked. It's
absolutely stacked.
Amazing.
Absolutely stacked. And he also said that the size of the map has pretty much doubled, I think was the exact quote. And the first game's huge, dude. The map is massive. So I can't wait.
What did you think about the symbiote and like Venom not being Eddie Brock or all that stuff? What do you think about
it? I mean, it didn't throw me through a loop, because if you played the first game, it was pretty obvious who's going to be Venom in the sequel. It's not Eddie Brock. It's another very popular character from Spider-Man. We'll get to it, I'm sure, if we ever do an episode on it, but I wasn't shocked. I knew that they were going a different route from it, because they had like an end credit scene in the original game that kind of showed off who I think it's probably going to be. I guess there's a chance it's not this person, but it's not Eddie Brock, so I don't know.
Whenever I hear anyone say like, oh yeah, we're going to tell an original story when you're basing it off of something that's not original, you always have that like moment of like, oh, is this going to be good? But I definitely have faith if you're excited, being such a big Spider-Man fan, like it all makes sense. I'm assuming.
Yeah, man. I'm just excited to see Venom. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's really what it's coming. Yeah, that's really 100%. What it's coming from. I'm really excited to see the whole suit story as well. Like I think Ben in the Discord was like, I've played that story so many times in games. I have too, but I haven't played it in literal decades. So I'm very excited to see that part. And I think it's going to be like 2% of the game probably, because we got a lot going on here already. Yeah. But yeah, I think Venom looks awesome. And the original story thing does throw me through a little bit of a loop, because they did that with Arkham Knight, where they're like, Arkham Knight's this new character, brand new character, we designed him. It's an original story. And then it ended up just being the Red Hood story from Batman.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, what happened here? Because you made an original character, but it's literally Red Hood.
Yeah.
So
way to go, guys.
Yeah.
Good job.
Maybe you shouldn't have put the sales pitch out like that. But.
Yeah. Dad, you're like bouncing in your seat over there. What's got you excited about this?
What, Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I just everything. Artwork's amazing. Like everything I've seen, gameplay trailer. I'm probably gonna buy a PS5 just for this game.
Nice.
It's the game. Yeah, I mean it's the game to
crying
do
a
it.
little bit.
Get the statue.
And
dude, the statue is sweet, man. I really want to get that statue, but what did they put a price on it yet?
I did not see.
Yeah, dude, that would look so good back.
They also made it sound like Craven's not just going to be hunting old Spidey. Sounds like there's going to be a lot of other characters and heroes and villains introduced.
Yeah, I think in the comics he comes to New York City for that specific reason. There's a lot of super people to hunt. You know what I mean? You can only hunt lions so many times before you're bored with it.
Do you have any maybe speculation as to heroes or other villains we might see in game?
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see. I mean, we already know we're seeing Lizard, which is exciting. That was another end credit scene at the end of. Well, yeah, whatever. I mean, it's in the trailer.
Literally asked you the question.
Yeah. So that's exciting. I'll be honest. I don't like Lizard's design in the game. I don't like the big dinosaur lizard. I like the more ripped out of his lab coat lizard. So we'll see how that plays. But I think you're going to see Black Cat again. He pops up at like a video, and I'm trying to think of everybody that's on the video. It's both Spider-Mans, Lizard, Prowler, I think, which was in the Miles Morales game. Taskmaster, maybe. I can't remember, but yeah, I don't know, man. I know the three big bads of this game are probably going to be Venom, obviously, Kraven, and Lizard. I would be shocked if we didn't see Green Goblin in some capacity, because that was hinted at pretty heavy in the first game. I don't know. Kingpin's in jail. Not that means anything in any Marvel, thing. Like they get out of jail pretty easily. So I would like to see more Kingpin. I think he was really good in the first game, but I wouldn't be surprised, even though it doesn't seem like they're hinting at it at all. I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the villains from the first game return. The classic Sinister Six, Doc Ock, Electro. Those guys, Mr. Negative, who was a
Rhino
big focal point. Rhino also.
Nice.
He's kicking around. He was in Miles Morales as well. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going. Yeah, there's a lot going on here, and
So
the double the size of the map got me so freaking excited, dude, because it just looks great. And that's another one where it's like running really well in that trailer for everything that's going on.
It looked like perfect. They did everything right.
Yeah,
clean, crisp,
everything. And I was a little off. I thought we were going to get it in September. I'm like a month off. The first game came out in September, but I'll take October. That's only a month later, and it's close, man.
It'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, for sure. And for all I know, I'm going to be playing Tears of the Kingdom till then anyway, because I'm still cranking through this game, man. So yeah, that was the thing that got me really excited. And then some people will be excited about the next announcement, which was like the big ending to the show. And that was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yes.
Which is a sequel. Okay, stick with me here. A sequel to the remake of the original game, which seems really odd that they're making a sequel to a game that came out in like 1997, but it looks really cool. I have not played the remake yet. I own it. I'm waiting for the right moment to do so. But this had I don't want to say leaked, but people were talking a lot about this leading up to the game show. That's why he said the rumors are real when he revealed it. But I don't know. There's somebody out there that this is for. It's not for me because I haven't played the game. So
it's for me.
Dad. Yeah.
Yes. I grew up playing this game. Like I
Yeah.
played it on the PC. So many hours in this game. Replayed it a bunch. Great story. I need to get the remake.
Yeah.
I have not played it yet. So when I saw this, like I had been skipping through a bunch of stuff, and then I got to this, and I'm like, it's because we've been waiting years for this.
Yeah.
And like the way that the remake looked, I'm like, it's just only going to get better from here. And this is like part 2 of the game.
Yeah, yeah, and it's cool because it's a sequel. If you really boil it down, it's exactly how I said it. It's a sequel to a game from 1997 because the remake is a remake of that game, right? So it's like this might be the longest stretch of original game to sequel. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the game is so long. Like, I'm pretty sure it was 3 or 4 discs.
Yeah, I mean,
didn't they say this was going to be 2?
This is going to be 2 discs. The remake, I think, is 2 different games, right? Like there's 2 different games that came out to tell the original story. So I think that might have been why I was waiting. I also am like, part of me wants to go play the original one because I never played Final Fantasy VII. So I feel like a lot of the cool stuff that will be happening in the remake, it's just not going to land for me. Right.
Do it.
But
you should. You'll get frustrated because the graphics are
awesome. Yeah, it sucks because it's so weird because I remember like Metal Gear Solid is a prime example. Like I remember those graphics when I was a kid being like, dude, it looks so real. It looks like, look, you could almost see eyes. You could almost see their eyes.
It's never going to get better than this.
Those PS1 games just don't hold up very well over time.
What's crazy with Final Fantasy, like their cutscenes were actually pretty good. And then you got to the gameplay moving around and they're all blocky and it's terrible.
Right. Yeah, I know that game was very, very hot back in the day. I mean, that is the first JRPG that probably landed in America and got like a following in America. The last Final Fantasy game I played was like Final Fantasy 4, maybe on the NES.
6 was pretty good too.
I might have played 6. I'll be honest. I do want to play 7, but 16 has really got my interest. Like it's coming soon.
Which Final Fantasy game was he talking about? He was literally just doing an ad read. It's for like, I don't remember what it was for, but essentially like Grubhub or something. And he says Final Fantasy and the crowd goes, and he's like, no, seriously. Like, you're not going to like this. And then he reads and he's like, see, I told you.
Yeah.
I loved it. I got a good chuckle out of that. As much as I don't know who Jeff Keighley is, like he's a great host.
Oh, he's so good.
He's hilarious. Like I don't know. I enjoy it. His interaction with Nicolas Cage. Was like amazing. I was also laughing pretty hard at that because that probably I couldn't imagine speaking to Nicolas Cage. Like that's I don't even know how you would navigate that.
Right.
It was a good time.
So that's like I think that a lot of people are excited for that announcement. It just didn't necessarily land for me. I was hopeful for some sort of From Software thing just because they announced Elden Ring the last time this big announcement came, and it didn't land for me. But I'm sure there are plenty of people that are excited for it.
Nick, was there anything in Summer Game Fest that got you all excited?
Heck no, I'm only here for Ubisoft.
All right. We'll tune back in with Nick here in about a half hour, 45 minutes. So we get to Ubisoft.
So, all right, let's move on a little bit because I want to talk about Alan Wake 2, which I think we got some gameplay of in Summer Game Fest. All these things are running together for me at this point.
Yeah,
I think it was there.
It was.
Again, another one of those like really long sequel from the original game that came out in like 2010 maybe. The original Alan Wake. Man, that sounds wrong. 2009, maybe. I don't know. A long time ago. It looks really, really good again.
It does. Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of the way they were selling it. Like, it sounds really weird. Like, it's Alan Wake 2, but you're playing as this FBI agent, but you can also play everything as Alan Wake. Like, it was so confusing, dude.
It was a little confusing.
And
looked like graphically amazing. Like, got the spooky vibes there for sure. I'm still salty that I finally played Control. We all know my salt factor with that situation. Played Control and I was like, all right, I got to buy Alan Wake. It was on like a ridiculous sale on Steam for like $5. I bought it, and then like a month later, they're like, here's Alan Wake remastered. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
I was so close.
Yeah.
So I still have to play through the first one. Hopefully the original is like at least playable. I know it's not going to be gorgeous.
I don't know because I felt even a little bit that even the remake wasn't very playable today. I don't know. There's some weird gameplay things in it. What Alan Wake does really, really well is building ambiance. Like the town of Bright Falls is just freaking cool, dude. It's like a backwoods Pacific town. And it's just really cool. So I cannot wait to get back there. I wish I was getting back there as Alan Wake and not this random FBI agent, but we'll see. Looks good. I'm not going to hate on it too much. And it's coming. Was there a release date? I think there was a release date. October as well, I believe.
That would make the most sense, being
and it's game. Like dangerously close
October
to Spider-Man.
17th.
Yeah.
Whoa. So what?
And they
3
said they're
days
not.
before?
Yeah, they said they're not scared of Spider-Man. So more power to them. They're at least confident in their game.
Yeah.
Alan Wake definitely falls more in the time frame for that. I mean, that's like right before Halloween, right? You don't imagine playing a Spider-Man game right before Halloween. Alan Wake falls into that a little bit better, but yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it.
There is one thing here, Nick, because like Chad said, all these kind of run together, especially when you slam through all of them in a week. There was one thing that I think you would be very excited about at the Summer Game Fest, and that was more details on Lord of the Rings Return to Moria. We got a little bit more footage of the gameplay
Moria
stuff.
A little Moria. Oh,
a little more. Man, I really dropped the ball on that one.
You did.
Dad's prepping the Game Fest footage back there, but essentially, for those of you that don't know, this is pretty much Lord of the Rings Valheim, which, of course, if you know Nick, he's got to be like
sign
over the
me
moon
up
about this. When this
it's
game
summertime
was announced,
Valheim time.
Yes, when this was originally announced, me and Nick were like drooling over the idea of this game, and it's really, I think the last time we talked about it, Nick, you were like, whatever happened to this game? Because it kind of fell off in terms of any news coming from it. We didn't get a date, but we got a release window of fall of 2023. So, a couple months down the road here, but you got everything ready over there, Jeff, so we could blow Nick's mind.
Have you hopefully not seen this?
So here is
Our story
is
is more than what
this was
hobbits
from
and
what they
elves
showed
know.
at Game Fest, which showed
It
a little
is
bit
time
more
we
than what I've
told it
seen
ourselves.
before.
With hammer and axe we mine and sculpt. Across Middle Earth, delving for riches. Yet the greatest treasure remains out of our reach. Moria.
Oh yeah,
You got your classic base building, resource
we're building
gathering,
hella viaducts up in here.
exploration. Got some combat coming up here. Very Valheim, but Lord of the Rings.
Come, my fellow dwarves. Rally together. It's time we took back our home.
What do you think?
There's
Nick?
this that looks pretty good. I need need that variation of like Valheim in my life, because I used to play this game. I still have it. It's on Steam. It's called Dig or Die, and it's just like a 2D like dig,
Excuse
get
me?
minerals, and like build.
What did you just
Oh,
say?
it's fun.
What's it called again?
Dig or Die.
Okay, because I played a game called Minor Dig
I have
Deep.
30 hours in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
this
all
was like go ahead.
very
Go ahead.
similar. Very similar.
Yeah.
Like there was like a period of like around 2015 where like a ton of these came out, and there's like a mobile version.
So
they're fun.
I'd have to really think about it. Minor Dig Deep might have my longest single play session, but it was one play session. I played it for like 10 straight hours and never played it again.
I beat it.
Yeah, I mean, it was really fun. I don't know, dude. I just like got lost. It just became like really fun. And then at the end of the night, it was no longer fun, and I never went back to it. So, but man, I was riding high for those 10 hours, man.
Oh yeah,
at the time of my life.
That's the thing about those style of games. It's so easy to just like look up and you're like, holy crap, it's been 3 hours, and I've literally done nothing in this game. Like I got like a cart full of wood.
Yeah.
Because at least what happens to me in Valheim, and then in War Tales now that's kind of totally different style game, but still like sandboxy enough that it kind of fills that same niche. But I'll be like, all right, tonight I'm going to go do this bounty, and try to craft this sword. And then I look up, it's been 3 hours and I haven't done a single one of those things.
Dude,
and I'm like halfway across the map in the opposite direction. I'm like, I don't even know how I got here, but I had a blast. And
dude, that's hilarious, because that has been my exact path in Tears of the Kingdom. Like identical to what you just said. I have now completed the big parts of the game. But there were multiple times where I was like, I'm going to go do this specific thing. I'm doing it tonight. I'm not going to get distracted. And the same thing, like hours later, not even in the same area anymore that I was heading to, and totally sidetracked.
And to me, that's a telltale sign of like a great game.
Yeah.
Something that you could just easily lose yourself in, but still have like a ton of fun, even though you weren't doing the thing you were setting out to do.
Right.
But yeah, anything else? There are a few things I'd like to talk about in Summer Game Fest, but Chad, I'd like to hear anything else that really got you excited.
Yeah, I have one more. It was the Like a Dragon, and I can't remember. I think it's Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. This is a new Yakuza game.
Title.
Yeah, right. This is a new Yakuza game. It's exciting because Yakuza has gotten away from the main protagonists of the Yakuza games. They've also changed the name to Like a Dragon. So if you're confused by that, that's the new title of the Yakuza games. This is going back to the original character. He is now in hiding, going by No Name or whatever he's going by. I don't know, dude. It looks really, really good. I can't wait for it, but that's pretty much all I have to say.
So is that is the Ishin game the same? Because it wasn't that also Like a Dragon?
Yeah, so there's the core Yakuza games, Yakuza 1 through 6, and that is telling this person's story from this this new one that I'm talking about. That's his story with the Yakuza. He has since left the Yakuza. Now this is his story after. Like a Dragon Ishin is the same game as the Yakuza games, but it's set in feudal Japan. And then all the characters from the Yakuza games are recast as actual historical characters from feudal Japan.
I see.
But
makes sense.
They have moved on 7 and soon 8. I don't know when 8's coming out. They have moved on to a different protagonist and totally changed the game. It's now a turn-based game, which seems really weird for a Yakuza game, which was like an action beat 'em up game. So this will at least bring some of that back. It's not turn-based, and we're getting back to the original character, so I'm pretty excited for it.
Nice.
All I remember from watching that trailer is the dude picks up a vending machine and starts smacking people.
So
with
wacky,
it.
Dude. Yeah, it's so wacky. That's Yakuza, man. That like there's so much wacky crap you can pick up and beat people with. But it's so fun, dude. The combat is really fun.
It does look fun.
If you want like an easy jumping in point, the Judgment games where you play as a detective in this universe are really, really good. Standalone stories. You don't really need to know anything about the Yakuza games. It's a total separate story. But you can probably get the First Judgment game for pretty cheap, and it's really, really good. Especially just from like a virtual tourism angle, where like they build these awesome parts of Tokyo or wherever you're at. So it's just really cool to go to these places and not actually go to them, right? So I don't. Does this sound like pure mayhem outside of your guys' house? Right?
I just heard thunder, and I'm like underground in my basement, so it
Dude,
must have been a big one.
When I looked over there earlier, there were like 5 lightning strikes.
I was wondering why you
I
keep
hear
looking
howling.
to your side.
Yeah, there's a window over there, and it was like. I was like, "What? This is like here it comes, the alien."
I'm honestly shocked I haven't gotten any texts or like my kids haven't come running downstairs yet. But through these headphones, which are pretty good. They're not noise canceling, but they're definitely sound muffling.
Yeah.
And then being like down
in your basement,
I just heard a thunder, so that must have been a pretty rad one.
Right.
Dad, did you watch the Summer Games Fest? And if so, what stuck out to you? I think there was one in here that I saw you talking about a little bit, maybe.
I can always get behind some Sonic, honestly. It's side scrolling, which looks fun.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for Sonic.
The classic, but like modern graphics. Is that what?
Yeah. We already talked about Final Fantasy.
What was it? You that was excited for Prince of Persia?
That's Ubisoft.
Yeah, it's Ubisoft though.
We'll get.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It did get announced here, but yeah, we can dig deep into that on the Ubisoft stuff. Nick, I assume you probably didn't watch this.
No.
Summer. Okay. So
Toxic Commando.
Yeah,
that
dude,
was
I don't know.
an interesting.
Yeah.
The entire topic of the episode.
He saw Ubisoft.
Get out of
He's
here.
like, I'm in.
Yeah. John
Ubisoft
Carpenter's
and a new
Toxic
Total War
Commando.
game. I need nothing.
He's a simple man just trying to make his way through the PC
He's looking for his
gameverse.
one game to play for the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Such an interesting collaboration here.
It looks
John
rowdy.
Carpenter?
It looks crazy.
It looks real rowdy. Yeah.
But yeah, 80s action horror nods, zombie horde shooter. I think it's also co-op.
Is that a John Carpenter movie or something?
No, that's the thing.
That's the same thing with like when I played The Division for the first time. It's Tom Clancy's The Division. I was like, dude, can't wait to read the book. There isn't
Not
one.
a book. Yeah.
Not a book.
Interesting. One thing that kind of got me excited was, of course, Palworld. Something that Joe, Ugly Kid Joe Cross, has been talking about a lot in our Discord. This isn't a new announcement, but kind of teased a little more gameplay footage and gave us a window for early access in January. But if you don't know what Palworld is, this is Pokemon with guns.
Yeah, dude. And when they said that and then they showed the trailer, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Literally Pokemon with guns.
Yes. And it looks rad. Like, it looks like it would be so fun.
This was actually the one that I meant to send to you because I was like, he would totally be all over this.
Oh, yeah. And Joe, Ugly Kid Joe Cross, has been like super hyped about this.
But let us be clear, no tie to Pokemon, right?
No, none at all whatsoever.
It's just got the similar monsters.
Are you able to pull the trailer up for that one?
What's it called again?
Palworld. PAL.
Yeah, that looks really cool. Where was the other one? That might have been. Sorry, I have the list up over here. Lord of the Rings, of course, and Palworld were the two that really stuck out for me. I've seen Lies of P get a lot of talk on Twitter and stuff. But what's that essentially? Bloodborne meets Pinocchio.
Yeah. Good way to put it.
Warhammer Space Marine 2 looked really cool. I got the first one. It was on Steam or on sale last week for like $15 or whatever. Picked it up, and I wasn't expecting it to be like more of a hack and slash and less of a shooter. I thought it was just kind of like a straight up third person shooter. I still really want to try 2 when it comes out, and I'm still going to play through 1 because I bought it, obviously. But I was a little taken aback just by the gameplay because I was like, oh, I wasn't actually expecting that. That looked cool. Oh, yeah. You got the trailer ready for Palworld? All right, let's roll it.
Hold on, let me full screen it.
I think I need to go into a new career of just summarizing games in like 2 sentences.
Really? You think you could do that?
Oh yeah. Just ridiculous summaries of games. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, it's legit.
Pokemon with guns.
Yeah. And oh my god, they even got. I did not see that in the
literally
trailer, bro.
Catching creatures with balls.
It's Pikachu.
A lot of these look like pretty. That's an Electabuzz Pikachu. Yeah.
Right.
And that's pretty much Electabuzz Ampharos. But anyways, yeah, very cool looking creatures, and then you shoot them with guns. I mean,
it looks like
better.
Look at that! Look at that!
Yeah, it does look better than Pokemon. And I was just gonna say, somebody's finally giving us the Pokemon game that everybody wants, one that looks good and is fun to play. Sorry, Mike.
Wow, and they torture them.
This right here has
oh my gosh,
some Crash Bandicoot vibes.
Leafeon just sitting on the AK-47
factory, and I don't know how you say it.
Oh, this one's just shooting eggs out of this stuff. Yeah, this.
And they made Icarus that game. Well, like this is way better than that.
Dude, so many of those Pokemon on the screen right there were just straight like clones of real Pokemon.
Yeah, man, it really is.
Wow. But yeah, that game looks super fun.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna like that one.
There were a few smaller games that were announced here during Summer Game Fest, which feel free to suggest other trailers for us to show, Chad and Nick. But I'm having Dad pull these ones up because they're probably getting a lot less attention than the normal ones.
Final Fantasy VII looks so good. I just need to say that,
dude. It really does. There was an indie game called Yes, Your Grace Snowfall that looked really, really cool. There was a game called Under the Waves that seemed interesting from like a narrative standpoint, but I don't know if I could get behind the gameplay that they showed, what little of it they showed. And I guess that was kind of Summer Game Fest for me. Those ones really stood out.
Yeah, so there was one more, but like I said, it all runs together for me. I don't remember where this one was announced, but it's called Spirit of the Samurai, and it's a stop motion Metroidvania. Yes. Actually, Dad, look this one up.
OTK Games Expo.
What's it called?
Spirit of the Samurai. I noted this down, and I was like, I have to tell Chad about this if he did not see this, because he would love it. By the way, don't ever watch the OTK Games Expo. That was literally the most cringy thing I've ever watched in my entire life.
Was it worse than what's his face's thing at E3 a couple years ago that we covered? What Troy Baker's?
It wasn't as bad as that, dude.
It wasn't that bad. Okay.
E3 2 years ago. I told you it's on brand for Asmongold. That's what those people show up to do.
I know, but man, if anyone knows who Asmongold is, like letting him host an entire game expo is just why. I mean,
I don't think anyone let him. He owns it.
No, he did it. He did it. Like,
yeah.
He doesn't need permission. The fact that's a thing is just wild. Off the backs of streaming World of Warcraft. Just crazy.
Here we go.
Here you go, Spirit of the Samurai. This
Tell you
trailer,
a story,
so sick.
a story about 3 extraordinary spirits united to face the darkness.
Oh yes, gotta have the cat, of course. The art style of this game is just
Oh yeah.
mind-blowing.
So
to me.
like, yeah, I've never seen anything like it, man. It's really cool.
I don't know if this style of game is something that I'd particularly enjoy, but I really want to play this.
I
wow.
always need to I need to find myself some more
Incredible
Metroidvanias to play because I always enjoy them every time I play them.
And even death. I,
Ooh,
Kitsune,
I got one for you,
spirit
Dad.
of the forest, was a witness and a part
Are you gonna
of
say
it.
Hollow Knight?
Blasphemous 2.
Blasphemous too. Okay, yeah, I've seen that one.
That art style, man. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
it's just
That
yeah,
looks
it's really cool.
sick.
Yeah, it's really cool. I can't wait. I will definitely pick that one up. There was a samurai game that came out, and it's slipping my mind right now. Trek to Yomi. It was a
Oh,
black
yeah.
and white side-scrolling game.
Mhm.
It's got like one of the most unsatisfying combat systems I've ever played in a game in my life. So I couldn't finish it. It's just not very good. So hopefully they nail the combat in this one, and it should be really good because the artwork is awesome.
Yeah. So I think we need to talk about the Ubisoft Forward.
Yes. Mhm.
Because Nick, I feel bad. You've been sitting here for like an hour, and I just need to hear.
I've been
your
doing
voice.
stuff.
He's been playing
Yeah.
War Tales.
No, I actually
The-
bought Banner Saga, all of it.
You did?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Be prepared for it to be nothing like Towerborne. But man,
Correct.
that
That's
makes
fine.
me happy. I hope you enjoy it. I want to hear all about your play.
Are those on? Those are on Switch, right?
They are. Okay, so
Although-
here's the dilemma I'm in. I own 1 and 2 on the Switch, played through them both twice to get the 2 different endings, and I've been waiting for 3 to go on sale. So I got a notification because it's on my Steam wish list that it's on sale. I checked, it's $5. I'm like, yes. So I go and check the Switch because that's where all my save files are and they carry over from game
Right.
to game. Not on sale. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then I'm telling Nick about it last night, and he's like, actually, the whole bundle is only $13. And I was like, if I didn't just beat them both twice in like 2 months ago,
Yeah.
I would totally buy them all on Steam and just play through them again. But like, I really don't want to do that.
And
And I need
it
to
almost
carry
it
that
seems
save
like
over.
it's a better Switch game anyway.
It's a good Switch game.
Yeah.
It's a good Switch game.
I'll buy a
But
Steam
yeah, man,
Deck
I'm
just to
excited
play
about that.
Banner Saga.
Yep. Hey,
There you go.
a better reason than me, who's buying it just to emulate Pokemon games. So
True. Easy. You got a good point there.
but yes, Nick,
Can I-
Ubisoft.
Can I say
Oh,
something?
what's
One
up,
thing.
Dan?
One thing
Yeah.
before we jump into this. I think that this showcase was the best one out of all the ones that I've seen.
The Ubisoft one?
Yes, 100%. And I would be willing to fight anyone on that.
It's so aggressive.
That is.
Man.
I mean, nobody.
especially
that's
when
the
you
way to
all, especially when you all agree with me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what made
Okay,
this
yeah,
so great,
so-
Nick? Why are you so excited about Ubisoft?
All right, so let's talk about a return to form shown to us, and that was Assassin's Creed Mirage. If anyone has played Assassin's Creed up till before the third one, so basically Assassin's Creed 2, this is Assassin's Creed 2 in 2023. The gameplay they showed was like exactly what anyone wants from this game, right? We want like a 20-hour RPG with all that. And obviously some like modernizations to it, but it just looks so good. It's spot on. There's no way it's not going to be good. No way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it looks really good. It's back to the stealth gameplay, right? Where
Stealth,
head-on combat is kind of a afterthought.
and
the combat is still amazing.
Right. But I mean, not an afterthought. I mean an afterthought for the character that you're playing. Like it's it's a last case, last resort,
worst case scenario.
Yeah.
See, I got the feeling of the first one when I saw the trailer for this.
Yeah.
But it's within that realm of 1 and 2, like that feeling.
Right.
So when I saw that, I was like, "Is this a remake?" But it's not.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Yeah. You're playing
one vibes.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's the location. Baghdad is lending to that a lot too. You're actually playing as a character from Valhalla, Basm, I think his name is.
Yep.
So I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I haven't played. So yeah, I mean, there are definitely people that have been screaming for an Assassin's Creed like this for years. So
I was most excited about the crowd meld, right? That is like an updated mechanic that they've improved. Like great mechanic, but it was super basic. Like you just arbitrarily like stood in a crowd of people. That like there was dialogue with those people. It was like act normal. And you just kind of like blend in there. That was fantastic. And the fact that they made a point to show that just open combat just is frowned upon is like when he whips out his sword just to do like some quick combat and then you dip, right? It's really good.
I love doing that.
Though the ghost dash thing, I was like, what's like, are they saying like because you're from the Animus you have like extra powers? Like I don't know what the explanation for that was, but it was cool. But I was like a little cheap.
Right.
But cool.
Yeah, I mean we talk about this all the time. We talk Assassin's Creed. They just need, in my opinion, they just need to dump the Animus stuff. Just tell historical stories. Like if you want to say that that's how these people are getting here, I don't want to play anything in that modern day in an Assassin's Creed game. When you're buying these games, you're buying it because you want to be a Viking. You want to be in Egypt. You want to be in wherever you're going. I don't want to be in New York City with a white hoodie on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just my opinion, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe people like them. They're still in the game, so there's fans out there somewhere for them. It's just not me.
Yeah. No. So I mean, that was the biggest thing was just like fully the payoff on seeing that gameplay.
Yeah, I knew. I definitely knew you were gonna love it. Yeah.
Did you see the VR, the Assassin's Creed VR?
Yeah.
I saw a comment. Someone said, I played this game and everyone in my living room was dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I was definitely excited to see the VR stuff is meaningless to me. I don't have a VR. I probably will never get one, but
it looks so cool.
I was excited to see some more on Mirage. I'm also relatively excited for Jade, which is like the mobile game that's like in ancient China. I thought it looked really good. I was a little shocked we didn't get anything on the Japanese one. Like I thought we were going to get a teaser or something outside of what they announced. So that tells me that game is years away. Like not like Tsushima 2 will probably be out before that game comes out. So
same month they'll release.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know. That was like the one thing that I was like, man, I cannot believe they didn't show anything. Like that's like, obviously, don't get me wrong, Mirage is a lot closer. There are a lot of people that are excited for Mirage, but I think for my money, Red is where I'm looking at, right? So
hopefully Red is like, I think they're figuring out that like, especially with like the VR stuff and some of the other stuff they're doing, that it can be definitely a multi-lane IP. And they can release the Mirages, the old school vibes, like the shorter games that are like awesome. But hopefully Red is like the Valhalla version.
Oh, it will. Japan.
Yeah. Like, please. Right.
I'm almost
that's probably
why
they're saving that for like their next big open world release. Cause I think 2017 was Origins. Then we got, I think 2019, 18 There's a couple years, and we got Odyssey, and then like a couple years. So when did Valhalla come out? That was like 2021.
Yeah, it seemed like they were like cranking those things out yearly, like Madden releases there for a little bit. But maybe there were. Yeah, I don't know. I know that I'm pretty confident. I think they might have even said that it's going to be a bigger like a Valhalla.
Yeah.
So
that'll be awesome.
Yeah. Very excited
for
that.
Yeah. Then obviously Star Wars Outlaws was part of this showcase. Primarily, that's where I saw it. But kind of talked about that there. I don't have much else to say on that. Other than I hope it's really good. But I always have my worry with Star Wars games that they're always just a little bit too much on the safe side, and they don't really knock down walls when it comes to like this game's awesome. So
I mean, I think that this. I think Outlaws has a chance to do that because you're not playing as a Jedi, right?
Right.
Like what seems like every video game you're playing as a Jedi. Star Wars 1313 was set to break that wall down a little bit, and then it just got canceled or whatever happened to it. So
Cal is not a Jedi.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he's got a lightsaber, so yeah. So I think that Outlaws looks good, man. I'm not. I was a little harsh on it earlier. Maybe I'm more excited about it than I let on.
It's just gonna be like it's gonna be Mando season 3. Like gonna be tons of things wrong with it, but it's still gonna be fun to play.
Yeah. Good way to put it.
It's gonna ride the middle of the line. It's gonna look nice. It's gonna be smooth. Could it be like a million times better? Yep, it could. But it's not Star Wars.
No.
You can only do so much.
What got you excited about this, Jeff? What about the presentation
of Ubisoft?
Yeah.
Mister is the best presentation of them.
Yeah, gonna fight everyone.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a detailed synopsis of.
I was just prepping Nick for his.
He's just being Nick's hype man.
Yeah. The best showcase and go. No, I mean all the stuff I saw looked good. I mean even Avatar looked fun.
Their games looked finished. Sorry. No.
They
there you go.
How dare you?
Yeah. I think Avatar looks. You're right, Dad.
But you were excited for Prince of Persia.
I
right?
was very excited for Prince of Persia. I've been waiting for a Prince of Persia game. Not like this. I didn't expect this like 2D. Although, right, but a lot of the stuff. I mean, they take a lot of stuff from the old game because it was it was 2D and you were doing crap like this.
Yeah.
But they're like merging that play style with like all the different movements and the fighting. It just looks great. I'm just excited for it.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've got any Prince of
Persia. I would rather have
a
game like how it was, like 1, 2, and 3. Like those fighting styles were just so much fun.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's a chance that this is maybe to drum up interest to see if there is interest for doing one like that in the future. But I think this looks good on its own.
It does.
Or do a Jake Gyllenhaal movie. Yeah.
There you go. Yes.
Those were
I can always get behind a Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
They're probably like, let's not do this anymore.
Did they have Lego sets?
Yeah, it had its own little sub theme of Lego sets back in whenever that movie came out. Missed that boat. I was in college.
Yeah.
I think this is a perfect segue. Speaking of boats, Skull and Bones has a closed beta coming in August 25th through 28th. So those of you who are still on the hype train for Skull and Bones that's been delayed about 17 times.
Dude.
At least as of now, I mean, there's a great chance the closed beta could get delayed if we're just going to follow suit with everything else Skull and Bones related. But August 24th, 5th through the 28th, that's kind of neat.
I also doesn't have like a old world beta release and then release, and it just kind of duds out. Hopefully they make good on their delays and their promises.
If there's a game that's going to dud out besides Starfield, this is it, dude. Like, this game just looks soulless beyond recognition. In the budget, I saw an article today that said the budget was 120 million on this game.
What?
Yeah. And if you look at like the gameplay stuff they've shown, what are you supposed to do?
Why has this been delayed like 4 times?
Why? Yeah. They literally just took the idea of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, made it into a multiplayer game, removed any of the soul in the Assassin's Creed name, and just gave you like a pirate simulator. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. This is another one that's like, for a while, it's like, I don't even think this game exists. I think they're bullshitting all of us. Like, what's with the delays? And that's just
up there with Eclipse.
Yeah, right. So, yeah. When I saw the budget thing, I was like, "You're kidding me, right?"
Yeah.
Like, what did you do with that money?
That's ridiculous. That's literally insane. The one thing that I don't know why these 2 games get me excited every time I see anything about them, but I will never ever ever play them because I do not do racing games. But the crew stuff, I'm like, this game looks so sick.
Cool. It looks so sweet.
And the crew and Forza, whenever I see anything about either of those games, I'm like, I wish so bad that I liked racing games because these would be so awesome. But I don't like racing games, so I'll never play them. But every time I see a trailer or a little spot in a showcase about it, I watch with great intensity. I'm just like, oh, those cars.
Yeah. The first crew had like a really good hook to it where it was like the entirety of the United States. You could drive from Cleveland to freaking Los Angeles, but there's nothing in the world. You know what I mean? It's just and you can drive from Cleveland to Los Angeles in like 20 minutes. So that puts into perspective the scale of the game as well. The Crew 2, I think, kind of abandoned that a little bit and went more on a freedom of your racing. You could race like planes and boats and all kinds of stuff. This one looks really cool though, dude. And I think that there was like a Japan section in there. Maybe it's like, I don't know, Little Tokyo or something, but it looks
all over it.
So I'm just dying for a Japanese street racing game. Like, street racing in Japan is massive, and I just need a game.
Drift didn't do it for you?
No, because no. But I would love a Tokyo Drift game. But I don't know, man. I just feel like a street racing game set like a Midnight Club or Need for Speed set in Japan would be amazing. But
did you ever play Burnout?
Burnout, yeah.
So much fun.
They're definitely a lot of fun. And I'll be honest, Need for Speed Heat, which is not the most recent one, but the one before that takes place in Miami. I played the crap out of that game. That game has really good drifting, probably the best drifting mechanics that I've ever played in the game. And then they just shit the bed on the sequel and got rid of the mechanics for whatever reason. So I was super excited in that Crew Motorfest, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. There's a drifting section in there too, and it looks really good. So nice. I don't know, I might hop on the Crew.
Was there anything in the Capcom showcase worthy of talking about? The only thing I noted was they announced a delay for the Pragmata, but the way they did it was so cool. Like, I had to note about it or make a note and had to talk about it just because I thought it was interesting. They start out with like a cinematic trailer. I have no idea what this game's about. Nothing. But there's a little girl sitting in the middle of a room while somebody else is fighting and killing people that apparently are trying to get this girl or something. And she's just sitting there drawing on paper, and you hear the characters talking or whatever. Then the character takes care of all the enemies in the room, runs up, grabs the girl. He's like, all right, we got to go. And the paper falls out of her hand, and it like slowly falls to the ground. And it's like, it says something like "sorry" with a
Very
frown
sorry
face on it. Yeah, and then the announcement pops up on the screen. I was like, okay, I can. As a fan, I don't even know if I could be mad at that because that was a very creative
Dude,
way to
that looks
announce
really
a delay.
cool.
Yeah,
That
what
looks
was the
really cool.
what was the trailer where they were like the game will be ready when it's ready? Remember that? We covered it at like
Oh.
E3 or something last year.
Was it the Outer Worlds? Was it that?
Yeah,
game?
Outer Worlds.
Worlds
That's what it
2?
was. Yes. Yeah.
That was hilarious. He's like, big trailer with
Yeah.
big set pieces and blah blah blah. That was great.
Yeah, Capcom, I don't know, man. There's a couple things that I was excited for. Dragon's Dogma, I don't know anything about. This is another one that's like a really old game that's somehow getting a sequel now. But Dragon's Dogma has been burning bright lately. There's like we talked about, there's an animated show on Netflix that looks really good as well. So that got like a deep dive trailer in this. There was a game called Path of the Goddess, something. I don't know. It's got some Japanese name to it. Path of the Goddess that looked really, really cool.
You should ask Brady to pronounce that for you.
Yeah, I should. I should.
We need him.
Looks cool. It's running on the Resident Evil engine, RE engine. It looks cool, man. I don't know anything about it. This is the first. I think they actually initially showed it maybe at Xbox, and then it got like a deeper trailer here.
Yeah, it looks cool.
So yeah, that one got me excited. But yeah, pretty much a dud for me outside of that. There was a Mega Man game in there that looked kind of cool. I don't know, man. I'm waiting for Mega Man 13, like Mega Man 12. Was it 12? Maybe I'm waiting for 12. I don't know. I lost count at this point. But like Roman and I played the crap out of 11, I think it was. And it was really, really good. So I'm like waiting for 12 and it's just not coming for whatever reason. But this is like a mobile game. This Mega Man X offline or something. I can't remember what they called it.
So that pretty much covers all of the big. Well, there was the PC gaming show, which is always like the redheaded stepchild, and
yeah,
just
that was so weird.
It's cringier than Asmongold. Okay,
it was
very cringier than Asmongold. There was a cool game called Ebenezer and the Invisible World, which is like a weird 2D game about Ebenezer Scrooge. And it was like really cool looking. I actually think Jordan would probably like that a lot. They announced this game concept. Maybe it's a game, maybe it's software, I don't know. It's called Hidden Door, and essentially allows you to pick a book, and then it uses AI to generate like a playable story from the book that is
interesting.
Maybe you could never mind, he's stepping away. Nick, maybe could you look for a trailer that's not like 5 minutes long about Hidden Door? If there is one that exists. I don't know if there is one that exists, because it's I want to do this justice because the concept of it is super cool sounding.
Yeah,
but I don't know how to explain it properly. Yeah. Maybe you guys should just go YouTube it yourselves. But we'll see what Nick can find. There is a new game from Clay Entertainment that made Don't Starve, which is a game that I absolutely adored on PS4, called Dread Pilot, that didn't look like, I got super excited because I saw Clay Entertainment and they're like, yeah, new game from Clay. And I was like, all right, sweet. And then I saw what they showed for Dread Pilot and I was like, I actually don't think I would like that, which was a little sad. There's a cool survival game based on the aftermath of World War I over in like the Soviet, called The Last Train Home, that looked super cool and interesting. But let's see what Nick found here on Hidden Door. 2 minutes, not that bad.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So let's listen to them explain this. Okay, maybe we won't listen. Ooh.
Oh, you get to change your...
Yeah, this isn't working out so well. But essentially, it's like a very
It's like a choose your own
adventure thing.
Yeah.
But I could have sworn I heard talk of like being able to do this to like books that you have, or maybe they have available here, and being able to like change the story. That was like a big thing. But it was a really interesting concept that I don't know if I would ever do it, but I just wanted to note something that was
thinking
new,
outside of the box,
innovative, you know. Yeah. There was a city builder that may be up Nick's alley called Nov Roma, which is cool looking. And Ember Knights was another cool little indie game that looked quite rad. But outside of that, I don't know if any of you watched the PC game show, and if you did, it just wasn't that great. Let's see if I can find
I have 2 miscellaneous games.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
Yeah, so I'm hyper hyped for the fact that City Skylines is getting a sequel. City Skylines is like it's a really good city simulator, and unlike SimCity, it's like a true like simulator of a game, and you can build so much. It's just a huge sandbox for simulation on a city, and like the cities can get huge. And it was a really good game, but it's seen its age, right? Because really great game, but it was like a V1 of that game. So
yeah,
I've kind of not played it for several years because I need more. I need updates to it, just quality of life, everything in that ballpark. And the fact that they're making it too is it's there. They're going to do all that there with the second. And so I was just really happy to see that it's getting a sequel, because that means it was successful enough that they care about it, that they want to make a sequel. And it's not just going to be like that game that dies on Steam that everyone wants a sequel for and never gets. And
it looks pretty in depth too.
Oh, that game is ridiculously in depth, like tunnels, like bridges, highway. It's got everything in it. And this one's only gonna be better. So outside of like SimCity and like the 4 or 5 of them that really kind of tapered off and just weren't good, right? This is like a true city simulation that is now a series, and I was just so happy to see that finally.
You got that major 90s PC gamer vibe going on over at your house. You got like the all the Sim, the 4X games. Like,
yeah,
I haven't played.
I never left
the last
2000s.
Sim game. Yeah, you never. Yeah, maybe it was 2000s. Yeah, maybe 2000s. Like I used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon. I can't remember what Age of Empires was out in the early 2000s too. Maybe.
Yeah,
the first one's in like 97. 2 was in like 02, maybe, just ballpark.
That's probably the one. Yeah, that's probably the one.
So here's a trailer for the Ebenezer and the Invisible World game I was talking about. It looked pretty. I love wild takes on characters we know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is like right up your Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter wheelhouse, right?
Yes, exactly. I could have sworn they showed some actual gameplay of it. Maybe not. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's going to be another Metroidvania.
It's your Metroidvania based on Ebenezer Scrooge. You know,
the art is really cool.
Yeah, it looks really, really nice.
Like that jumping.
Dude, it's like literally Castlevania. Yeah. Even the combat is so Castlevania.
That is Kane.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at that. All the splitting paths you can go, is that what that was?
Unless it was a skill tree or something.
Oh my gosh, dude, Castlevania all day. Look at this. It's a total
Yeah.
rip on Castlevania. This is awesome.
Completely. In a good way.
Yeah, right.
Good rips. What? Mario, kinda. Castlevania. all day.
Yeah, man, this is that looks really good, man. I'm not gonna lie. When you
Yeah.
first said that, I was like, okay, this sounds awful. But
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, some of these
Chad's like, I'm getting it.
yeah,
some of these
All day.
indie games. Here, this one. We'll do one more from the PC showcase. Just because I think it could maybe be something that Nick could be interested in. This is the Last Train Home. An epic survival strategy game.
I thought that was actual audio.
The Great War is over. All we want
Thanks.
is to return home.
oh, this is the World War I game.
Yeah.
What's it called?
To the newborn Czechoslovakia
Last Train Home.
we fought for. Brothers and sisters. None of us thought this part of the journey would be the most
Like, we've totally reached that
Still hope
point
to see our
in
home once again.
technology to where I can't tell if this trailer
I was just
is
gonna
like
ask.
CGI
Yeah.
cinematic.
Are
or
those
if
real
it's-
people?
Those are real
Snowfields of
people.
Siberia.
I have no idea.
Through territory disputed by the Red and White armies.
Yeah, basically
By
your
armored
train
train
is like
in a harsh
your
winter.
base, and you're trying to get home,
Far
obviously.
from our
and
loved ones.
Like Oregon Trail, modern
yeah,
day
yeah,
Oregon
kind of.
Trail.
And then you get
We
these
fight to make our way.
interesting, like,
Yeah, those are
um,
real people, I think.
We
Yeah, like
manage in order
RTS.
to survive.
fight battles.
This is our last chance. Our last train home.
It has to be real people, right?
Yeah,
There.
Will you lead us?
But also, like, I
There's no way like that style of game would have that quality of trailer. Just saying.
right. That's it. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You never know. You never
Yeah.
know.
No,
That does
bro.
look like up Nick's wheelhouse, though, for sure.
I
Yeah.
think I'd probably be really into that one.
Color me interested on a Steam sale.
Yeah.
I can't stop thinking about the previous game, to be honest with you. That might be the
Ebenezer?
highlight. Yeah, that might be the highlight of everything.
Hey guys, I'm telling you, I'm a treasure trove for all these little lesser known
Indie
indie
games, yeah.
releases. So like, did any of you guys watch any of the other showcases? So I have noted down here, we got Guerrilla Collective, we had Day of the Devs, Devolver Direct, which I'm just gonna talk about Devolver Direct right now. Nothing great announced, but their actual presentation was so nutty that like you should watch it, because it's essentially like a weird like web series that got like scary. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is actually really cool. But none of the games you announced were worth a penny, so I'm not
Right.
I'm here for the way you talked about them. But there was Wholesome Direct, Future Games Show, and then the OTK Games Expo. I'll pull up some trailers from OTK that I think Jeff would love. Did you watch any of the OTK Expo, Jeff? They had a couple platformers that I don't know, dude. I think you might be interested in. One of them is called Ugly.
Dang. Dad likes the ugly stuff, is what you're saying.
I do.
Hold your horses.
Like my games the way I like my women.
Wow, dude. Okay, so they're not. All I can find is a 2022 trailer for Ugly, so we're gonna watch that. Make sure you put game when you're YouTube searching Ugly. If not, a lot of weird things pop up.
Oh, I saw this.
What's this called?
It's called Ugly.
Oh, dude, Roman would be all over this.
Puzzly platformer thing. Now this is from 2022, so I wonder if this was not yet, or what they talked about in OTK was DLC or sequel.
Yeah.
But I mean, this looked right up Jeff's alley. No,
Good music.
shrugging his shoulders. Is the
I
volume?
mean, some of it looks cool.
Very, very cool art style.
Yeah. Very ugly.
Game, in fact, is not ugly. And then there's one other trailer for a game called Tevi. Another puzzly platformer. Man,
The
let me
indie
tell
game
you.
showcase by Mike.
Yeah.
Dude,
tell you,
you already
I'm here
sold
for
me
it.
on one, so I'm here for it. Yeah.
Maybe I'm not going to show you Tevi because I can't quickly find a trailer for it.
They did release a Total War Pharaoh gameplay.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one that's like super controversial.
just
Oh,
amongst a
yeah.
bunch of nerds on Facebook.
Yeah.
Not really that controversial. And to add to that, the funny thing about that still continues to be is like, so we have a franchise that's like making a game about like a new thing, a new area, a new game, but everyone else is like, we want the third version of all the other games you've made. So it's like, do
Yeah.
we want new games or do we not want just remakes of older games? Like,
Yeah.
gamers are just the worst. Never happy.
I'm just looking through my list of notes here. There's like 1,
Tevi.
2, 3 trailers I'll show you guys, maybe 4. But here's
Let's
Tevi.
go to bed.
Exactly. You guys can just
Well, I've got a couple trailers too.
okay.
So
Cool. Maybe we got some similar ones, but I see these puzzle platformer type games and I just think of Jeff and I'm like, would Jeff like this? I don't know. But we got cool like cool art style here.
Sprites.
Yep.
I don't think I'd play this.
No? Man, I must peg you.
Mike's
As-
like,
yeah.
I think of Jeff, and he's just like, this
Yeah.
sucks.
No.
This
I
looks
don't
lame.
think of me.
Looks
I
okay.
mean, all he's talked about playing over the last several months was like all of these actiony, puzzly platformer games. I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll get some new ones for Jeff.
You're reaching
This
through, bro.
isn't striking the chord for old Jeffrey.
Tough
So
crowd.
at OTK,
Tough crowd. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. The only other game that I got really excited about that was announced across multiple platforms is Toxic Crusaders. So did you guys see anything about this?
No.
So this is a game based off of the Toxic Avenger property, which I don't know. You may or may not know about that. They're making a movie. Peter Dinklage is going to be in it. But this is like a
Yep.
side-scrolling.
This is like, yeah.
looks rad. Especially if you know anything about Toxic.
Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
I had an amazing Toxic Avenger coloring book when I was little. Yeah, you got your like Shredder's Revenge style, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World style.
Dude, I want to play that game so bad. Shredder's Revenge. It looks so good.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
This style of game just has a special place in my heart.
Yeah. Yeah, if you grew up in the 90s, like you're all about these kind of games. Double Dragon. What was that? Golden Axe was a really good one.
Golden Axe, yes.
Dude, funny story. I used to go to Video Safari in Louisville. My grandpa had Golden Axe 2 on the PC, like the old floppy disk. Put it in and play it. And I always wanted to get it for the Genesis. And I went to Video Safari all the time because it was in the grocery store that we went to. Never had it. Literally, I think somebody stole it, and I was too stupid because I was like 6 years old, and I didn't know that somebody stole it. I check every time, and it was never there, and I never got to rent it for the Sega.
Oh, nice.
Golden Axe, Streets of Rage for the Sega. That's some good games, man.
Yeah, I watched a video of Golden Axe 2 like a little bit ago. Just the sound of that game is like so nostalgic for me because I just waste hours in my grandpa's basement playing this game.
What games were you looking to show trailers for, Jeff?
The first one was Sengoku Dynasty. I don't know if
that was one that I marked down for bad. Yes.
All right, here we go.
It's a
Japanese Valheim.
Japanese Valheim. Okay.
Yep. Survival game set in feudal Japan.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Sorry.
I think I did see this.
If dust piles up.
Oh, the gameplay is not even remotely what I thought it was.
Is where true strength lies.
It's Valheim.
A tale can be told in an evening.
That's what I thought of.
Takes decades to build.
Which is great because Valheim is such a great gameplay loop.
I might be all over this. Oh yes. No arrow quiver. Already talking my language.
Dude, I thought of you as soon as I saw this.
Yeah, it does. Okay, is it first person though?
Both.
It just looks so cool.
Yeah, dude, I just like existing in feudal Japan. I don't even need like swords in combat.
Yep, so
you're just living and surviving.
Yeah, literally Valheim.
You will need to start,
but only on PC, right?
Dynasty.
I'm not sure.
Release date?
Goku.
Wish list now. That's usually still a ways out.
Oh, is that what that means? Great.
Typically, yeah. Yeah, it's funny that you noted that because I was like, gotta tell Chad about this.
It looks really sweet.
I saw this. I can't remember. It was on one of these things, maybe last year, but I thought it was like a top-down, like Diablo style game, and those are just not my jam. But that is definitely
Q3 2023 is what Steam says on the on the page.
That sounds like right.
Are we like? Now. Yeah, I was gonna say, are we in Q3 2023? Maybe we gotta be.
We're about
close,
to be
right?
in 15 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Planned release date. Yeah, it says early access game right now. Oh, you can get early access right now.
I wonder, can you play early access games on the Steam Deck? Probably, right? It's really my only way to play PC game. Yeah, that's really the only way for me to play PC games.
So, Chad, I know you're not a co-op multiplayer dude,
but you would totally play this with us, wouldn't you?
Would you play this game with us?
Yeah.
If we were trying
Japanese
to survive,
Valheim with Chad.
Yes, that's like the perfect combination.
Yeah,
Chad, listen,
maybe.
I would build you like the world for you to exist in. You just get to exist in it. I will
just get
build
to
the
chill
thing.
and
yeah.
But do I
Yeah.
like have to talk to you guys while I'm doing it?
No.
If you want to, I mean, you don't
Okay.
have to.
Yeah, maybe.
We can talk to each other about you.
There you
but
go.
you'll have to be
You
part of
guys
the
just talk. Just
conversation.
let me exist and just let me get engrossed in my samurai.
We'll send you notes in
fantasy.
the game.
Dude,
Yeah.
Nick is such a great builder in these games. Like the stuff he makes in Valheim is so good. He's so good.
I want
might
to
be the game to
build
make you
like
cross over.
a world where like I'm creating the like the towns, the roads, and all that stuff. But I need people to like
Live in it.
so I have
Yeah,
more reason to make it. That's the problem.
You'd
It's
be-
like I run out of the why. So, but if
Drive.
you were
Yeah.
being like, I need an inn right here and like a farm
Yes.
over there, I'd be like, on it, dude.
Gotcha.
Mike, go get
Be
me
like
the
a-
stuff.
Be like a
Yeah, pretty much. And then he enslaves me
Yeah.
to be his resource monkey.
dungeon master for D&D.
But honestly, Nick and I are such a perfect pair for these type of games because I love harvesting resources. Like that's my favorite thing to do in Valheim. Just go clear an entire forest on an island, whatever. It might take
I
me
just
like
consume
3
them.
days of game time. But like I'm just over there happily chopping trees and Nick's like
Yeah.
building these masterpieces.
Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool
That's
game.
right. Yeah.
It looks sweet.
That's on my radar for sure.
What else did you have for us, Dan?
All right, so this one's a little weird.
Okay.
But I like
Interest
it.
Peaked.
I like it though because it's very heavy on the analog horror.
Okay.
It's called World of Horror.
Okay.
Nice.
World
Original
of
name.
Horror Craft.
Horror. All right.
Craft.
Craft.
All right, here you go.
Buy the Steam Deck.
Completely hypnotic.
Oh my gosh, this is like a. This is like one of those games you would find on that PC my grandpa had.
Yeah, exactly.
And then after you play it 7 days later, you die.
Right.
Oh, that's horrific.
That's horrific.
Horrific.
World of Horror.
So this seems like a very visual novel-esque game, which I've never really played, but
This is
could be
terrifying.
really cool.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, this is like analog horror to the T, huh?
Yeah.
No thanks.
Oh, love it. I love it.
I love it. Sick.
I just
Sick.
like the art style of it. It's so
Dude.
old looking. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
October 19th.
Is that going to be a day one purchase for you, Jeff?
No.
And can we expect some World of Horror content exclusively from Dad, the producer on Showboys Gaming YouTube channel?
Okay, yeah. I'll do
That
it.
was way too easy. I
Yeah,
should
it was
try
an
that more
easy
often.
sell. Yeah.
I should really try that more often.
I gotta twist my arm.
Did you have any other ones?
Nope. That was it.
All right. I'll round us out here. Essentially, a lot of cool looking indie games. I want to
definitely.
show a trailer for 2, but I'll just note that Punch Club 2 was announced. Looks really cool. We had some more talk about Lords of the Fallen in the Future Games show. I know a lot of people are excited about that. Hyper Light Breaker is a new co-op roguelite, I don't remember if that's like a sequel of Hyper Light Drifter or if it's just made by the same people or just like in the same world. But that kind of looked interesting. We talked about Mega Man earlier.
Yeah.
There's a Mega Man clone 20XX that gets a sequel 30XX that looked really cool, and it just is literally to a T Mega Man clone. Nick, yes, I saw you raise your hand. What can I do for you?
From the OTK games, the We Who Are About to Die game looked kind of sweet.
That sounds
don't know
like
if
a
you guys saw
trailer
that
that
one.
Dad needs to find.
I'm on it.
It does sound familiar. He's on the hunt for that. I'll continue rattling
It's early
off.
access on Steam right now.
Nice. There's a couple first-person survival games, which I don't know if I can get like fully behind the first-person survival games.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I asked.
Yeah, the one that sticks out in my mind right now is Sons of the Forest, which looks so cool, but I just don't know if I can do like the first-person perspective.
Yeah.
But there's one announced called Serum and one called Numata.
Serum looked cool.
They both had spooky vibes. Looked interesting. We got a release window for Wrestle Quest, which I'm like actually super excited about. That'll be a trailer I want to talk about. Saw a game called Blood West, which the trailer was one of those cinematic trailers that does not reveal like anything about how the game is actually going to function, but the article described it as, or they say, quote, "We're digging its art style. Think Darkest Dungeon, but set in the Wild West." The vibes from the trailer were cool. It has
That
like
has
a
me intrigued. Yeah.
Lovecraftian horror vibe, but no gameplay was revealed, so I don't know how it's actually going to play. So that's obviously a big factor. But were you able to find that trailer, Dad?
Was that it? Did you see it?
Right.
Swing right there. Oh, that guy losing an arm. He
that
did
it?
Lost an arm. As you can see, the game uses kind of like
Yeah, but it's not like the trailer.
System, much in the same.
All right.
Hold on.
Continue that search. In the meantime, here is one of my two trailers that we're going to end here with. A game called Beastieball, which is Pokemon, but volleyball RPG. So take that.
Pokemon, but a volleyball RPG. Okay.
Yeah.
You in these Pokemon-like games.
Can't help it. So
At least we all have like different niches of gaming.
Yeah, we really do. Yeah.
You run around and befriend these beasties who apparently are in need of a volleyball coach, and then you do turn-based volleyball matches.
Oh my gosh. What on earth? I dig it.
I don't know, but I'm very intrigued.
But look how dramatic it is.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, I gotta try it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love how they live on this island that is so obsessed with volleyball that, like,
It's their life.
yeah. But yeah.
Your encounters are volleyball games.
Heck yeah, dude. I mean, why wouldn't you when you live on a volleyball island? Yeah, looks super interesting. I'm definitely gonna try this out.
Oh, this isn't right.
Oh, we even got evolutions. Now on Kickstarter, so won't see that for quite a while.
Right.
Is it called We Who Are About to Die?
Yes.
It says November 14th, 2022. Or is
That's
that...
when it was released.
DLC for it?
It's early access.
Oh.
They showed it at OTK Games. I think because it's about to come out of early access.
All right. I got it. Maybe.
He guards it.
Oh, the combat's cool though.
Yeah.
Roguelite got my attention. Dynamic physics-based combat.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy cool.
Yeah.
And there's like other mechanics with like the crowds and like your career.
So is this
Reputation,
PvE?
yeah.
Or are you playing against
Yes.
other people?
I think it's PvP.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. and
die
super
a lot.
bloody. Yeah.
I love a game
Sold.
with a good ragdoll effect.
Yeah. I love a game that's like super cartoony looking, but also ridiculously violent.
And
Yeah,
bloody.
that-
It's such a great contrast.
Yeah, that seemed to check all those boxes right there.
Yeah.
So what about that game gets you excited, Nick?
I like the art style. Obviously, like the blood, just basically what Chad said. But kind of like the mesh between arena, like combat games. But also it gives me this vibe of like the way the management outside of the combat gives me kind of like a Hearthstone, like a card game like vibe, because you're managing these other systems of your like progression. And I think that's like what looks cool. So it's like you manage all these other systems and then you go fight. Obviously you die a lot, but I'd be interested to see how they manage like you die a lot, but continue your career, whatever that means.
Right, and especially
so I just
with
thought-
it being a roguelite, the dying a lot
Yeah.
is like, okay, how's that going to work? Because
Right.
that means you're dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that is interesting. I'm gonna have to do some digging on that because it seems really, really neat.
I've
Got one more trailer for you guys here.
I've got one
Unless-
more also.
You found one? Okay. Go ahead with yours, Dad, and then we'll finish. We'll wrap up with my last one.
After the ad.
Nice. What game? Can you tease us a little bit?
About spiders.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I heard you played this for quite some time the other night with your kids and had a ridiculous time.
Dude, this game is so ridiculous. All right, you're about to see why.
Spiderheck got a new update, guys. Game you've all been waiting for.
This looks like
Yeah, it does.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
No idea what you guys are talking about.
It looks like what's his face's game?
Oh, Glow Home?
Glow Home.
Yeah, Glow Home.
Yeah.
Is that what you were thinking, Nick?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
knew what
that's
Chad was thinking.
hilarious.
Yeah.
You and Chad have the same
What was that
brain.
called, Dad?
Spiderheck.
But yes, I think that game also has some fun-looking physics to it.
The
Flying
frickin'
around and
lightsabers swinging around. And
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
but no, you were saying the other night that you had a lot of fun playing it. It probably gets pretty chaotic, probably lots of laughs, you know.
Yeah.
What are you
A lot
playing
of-
on?
A lot of
Switch?
yelling. Yeah, Switch.
Nice. Switch needs games like that. So yeah, let's wrap up here tonight. We'll show this last trailer of a game that I'm super excited about that probably sounds really weird on the surface, but hey, what's new? And then we'll get out of here. And this is WrestleQuest.
Welcome to WrestleQuest. My name is Zach. I'm the chief powerbomb enthusiast at Mega Cat Studios. Now I'm here to show you.
So
some
this
never
is
before
a
seen content. So without
great
further ado, let's get
wrestling
down.
RPG.
The
Yeah.
area we're showing you today is the Jungle lot.
And we finally get a release window. A lot of people were
we've got
clamoring for this earlier in the year,
sunlight
but this will
coming
be
in,
coming.
leaves blowing in the wind, and this gorgeous river. Why do we add a river? Well, if you want to make them quiver,
Summer,
you gotta
so
have a
soon.
river, right?
I was actually
This is
thinking this was
the
actually a
dungeon
trailer,
that's
but
sort of towards the beginning of the game after the
let
first
me
initial-
find an actual trailer because this was a lie.
This was a lie.
This
I
was
remember
just a
seeing
straight
that
up
video.
lie.
Is this or is it the same studio that did like Golf Quest and all that?
That is a good question because I'm not like 100% sure, but there's like golf story and
Golf Story, that's what it was,
soccer story or soccer quest. There's like a whole weird corner of the gaming world that has these like super in-depth RPGs based around sports.
Yeah.
That
Every
kind of
wrestling legend follows their own path to fame and glory, but you won't be crowned wrestling royalty without harnessing the power of the masters to ignite your quest. Your rise to stardom begins at the feet of giants, and the only way to earn a legend's respect is victory. Training with the best is never easy, but wear those bruises with pride.
This is just
You're going
silly.
to need all the help you can get to unlock your potential and win the support of legendary wrestling icons. Once
Wow,
they're
what a
on your
battle.
side, those legends become extremely powerful allies. Enlist their
I
help
don't know
as
why I'm so
managers to
excited about this
energize your
game,
team.
but I'm pretty excited about this.
Wield
And
their awesome power moves to tilt the match in your
Ugly
favor
Kid Joe
and
Cross
unleash your
streamed
own
Soccer
brand of
Story or
mayhem.
Soccer Quest,
So,
and that game
get
was
ready
super
to
cool
begin
looking.
your legendary journey, because
I have
it's
Golf
time
Story and have played a chunk of
That
it.
one's
and it's
supposed to be
super
really good.
interesting.
Yeah, that one's supposed to be really, really good.
Yeah, August 8th, it's coming up. Really excited about it. Probably gonna be dumb. Who knows? But hey, what are you gonna do? That's all we got for you tonight. You guys have any closing words here? Besides, go check out our Patreon and all the fancy new stuff that Nick has added over there.
Peace.
That Sengoku game is from a decent studio as well. They have a medieval
Really?
game that is very positive. That was already on my wish list. And they have some other cool games. So shouldn't get dropped or
No.
be bad. So
Sounds
look
like
out.
we're finally all gonna get to play a game with Chad.
Yes.
Hey. All right, we're gonna
call
we're
it
gonna head
co-op,
out.
not multiplayer, Chad.
That's
You'll
right.
be okay.
There's a difference.
It'll
There's a
be
big
alright.
difference.
It'll be alright.
Make sure you guys tune in next week. We're gonna have Jordan on. We're gonna be talking about The Flash, which, from all accounts so far, is a pretty stellar movie, and what we can expect from the DCU in the future. So subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Till then, see ya. So we got some documentaries we need to watch, guys.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Need to watch.
Oh, yes. That's right.
Need to watch the American Gladiators documentary on ESPN. We got to watch the Amazing Jonathan documentary on Hulu. It's your homework assignment.
Get it.
Sweet.